Hey, Lady D.
Hi, Dad.
Look at you looking all fabulous.
And so are you. It's the both for me.
I got the memo from you, girl. I'm just trying to, this millennial girl here.
It was the okay, so we didn't know, first of all, none of this was planned, by the way, and then literally we get on and it's like
we here. That's what it is.
We deal with it. We
vibing.
And
That's it. So guys, me and Lady D, we are here today to try and do a follow-up on the Jovenel Moise assassination. You know me, Daz. Hi, y'all. And with these three coming at you on Eye to Eye. Thank you guys for tuning in and giving us your feedback. We're getting all of it. So thank you. Please continue to check us out, subscribe, share, like, comment. We always look forward to hearing from it. We actually had somebody who emailed us.
I was getting ready to vote. Oh, I'm sorry, what happened?
You're so busy, like, hey. No, I'm just remembering an email that we got, but I have to ask Daniel about it. So we're like the 3Ds, you know, Daz, Daniel. Daniel's behind the scenes. Shout out to D2.
Right, aka Papa Doc. AKA CEO Self.
Check him out. Papa Doc.
Yeah, so check him out, guys.
So yeah. The other day, me and Lady D, we spoke about the Jovenel Moise assassination. Then after that, we had a group meeting with some other young adults, sharing their opinions on that. And that actually opened my eyes to a lot of things. I don't know about you, D3, but I got a lot out of what they had to say. And I'm like, nobody is accepting this.
No one.
It's cruel, barbaric.
It's embarrassing.
Embarrassing is the key word. It's like, how much hatred could somebody have to go to that extent to annihilate you? Right.
And the worst way possible. Like, it's like that thing was like an inhumane, like a sacrifice, like a human sacrifice. This is what it feels like for this president. Like, he was a human sacrifice. And it's like what was it that he's done that he did basically that caused someone to just be like, you know what, we need to get rid of him. And in no way, shape, or form am I, conducing anything that happened. But what was the motive? What was the purpose behind you killing him that it resulted in all of those bullets in his body, eyes gouged out, legs broken, arms broken? That Cardi B meme? What was the reason? What was the reason?
That is the $1 million question. In all honesty, I mean, for you to be wiped out so badly that they can't even do an open casket.
I know.
Right? Like, it's like it was intentional. Like, we don't even want people to see you finally resting in peace. It's just no closed casket. Matter of fact, we don't even think we want a funeral. Funeral is in a couple of hours, actually.
Yeah, it is.
You know what would have been nice? If they had said for Jovenel Moise, former President Jovenel Moise's funeral, we are inviting all of the diaspora from all over the world, wherever you are at, you get that day off. We will ship you, or we will fly you back to your country. As long as your passport has that Haitian descent on it, you can travel for free to go to that funeral. Do you think we would have just go down there in masses and just...
Listen, especially tomorrow is my mom's birthday. So you know how his death was actually your mom's birthday?
Yeah.
His funeral is my mom's birthday.
Oh my God.
His funeral is my mom's birthday. So
now we're really connected extra.
So Lord knows, like, you can never forget that day. You'll always be like, oh, that's my mother's birthday, but oh, my president got married that day as well.
Right.
But then what is it? I know for a fact I have an event to go to tomorrow. But if they said it was flying me out for free and I get to see my mama on her birthday,
okay.
I eat food one.
Yeah, but other countries do that, because I know in Paris and in France, if you are from a French colonized country, I don't think Haiti's one of them, but if you're like from Guadeloupe, Martinique, and so forth, they let you take off for like a whole summer. They'll pay your whole trip to go. And I thought that was really great. Like, oh, go back and link up with your, ancestries. So I don't know. Haiti's always exempt. Eh?
That sounds dope. That sounds really nice. Like, that's something. And one thing I think about is a ceasefire. What if we had a ceasefire in Haiti? And for that ceasefire, even if it's a week or a month, where it's nothing but peace and quiet, whoever is going in and out of the country, they can go, they can be safe. There's nothing, like, everybody just it. I would say that I would wish it to be forever, but let's be honest. Now, but around that one time, like, it's the one safe time that you are able to just go. You can literally be on the street. It could be 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning with your families or whatever. And it's just a vibe.
That would be nice. But there's areas where, you can do that. It's like, why can't we have that in Haiti? I remember going to Brazil, and 2, 3 o'clock, I'm walking by myself. People were like, "You crazy girl." I'm like, "No, I feel like I'm home." I didn't need to Uber. I literally walked the street with no fear. I don't think I would be able to do that in Haiti. I tried it at 10 o'clock and got scolded. Yeah, because I was walking the streets and I was using like my cell phone as a lamp, as my flashlight. And then they were like, "And you put your phone out? Are you crazy?" I was like, Are you kidding me? What can they do to me? I'm walking like one of them. I thought I was doing it well, blending in, but yeah, that ceasefire is a dream. But good call. That's a good call, though.
A ceasefire, like, I really think like a ceasefire would be like just for that amount of time, like, because I really it's coming down to the fact that I remember looking at everyone's page for the weekend, like L'Union Suite, Zanduz, and all the Haitian platforms on Instagram. I was looking at them, and every comment you see, like, it's some people that wants to go to Haiti so bad, and there's people that love Haiti, and it's like we can't, like, people that lives in Haiti, it's like they see us, okay, we're living in the US, so we can't, for one, like, we can't experience what they're experiencing, but they don't see that from our point of view. I can't go to my country because I'm scared of what can happen to me.
Exactly.
Like, the last time, it's like people don't know, like, some people, they've seen their parents 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and it's not that they're dead, it's just that I can't get to them. It's like they're there staring at me and I can't get to them.
Isn't that something?
Every summer when I first came to the US, every summer we were in Haiti. And then after a couple of years, we couldn't go anymore. We couldn't go every summer anymore. So that means I used to spend every summer with my mom. Now it's every 4 years.
So sad. And not okay. Even though you get to go every 4 years, I remember there was a time I was trying to buy tickets to go to Haiti, and the tickets were almost like $1,000. I'm like, $1,000? I'm going down the street. Are you kidding me? Like, it was insane. Like, I would have, to spend that money to go there, you feel like, let me go to Europe somewhere where you feel like that money is worth it. But I'm like, down the street to Haiti, a 2-hour flight, a 4-hour flight from New York City, and you want to charge me an arm and a leg to go? This is ludicrous. Don't let's not talk about the travels, okay? Because I am
Yes, let's talk about.
having nostalgia. I don't know if I hear the vaccine is in Haiti, so hopefully to go to Haiti, they won't require for us to need to have taken the vaccine because that's gonna mess me up big time. Okay, so because of
Girl,
the
it's
whole
coming.
unrest, yeah, because of the whole unrest in Haiti, I don't have plans to go yet. It's like you have to kind of watch, wait, and see what's going on because as of today, they still haven't told us what's going on with the investigation. We keep hearing little tidbits and pieces, and I'm finding it a bit frustrating that I'm watching a lot of panels that have a bunch of other people discussing Haiti without having like at least one Haitian person on the panel. So it's like, how are you guys over here discussing what's going on with the country, but you don't have at least one person from the country to like
Right.
back anything up? Like,
Right.
so we
Like,
get to hear our news from somebody else. It's like people telling me about you, D, but they won't. I don't want to. Like, they won't bring your mom and dad to tell me about it, but they just want to tell me all about you. It's like, can I hear it from the mouth of the horse?
exactly.
Kind of thing, right? It's
exactly. But I mean, I do, commend everyone. I mean, they are, saying some, good things. That the coverage is good, but yeah, it's not the same
but it's
because.
not really helping because my whole thing with the whole investigation thing that's going on right now is the simple fact that it's like we want to well, I think we should be really handling our business ourselves, but then everybody else from the outside is looking at us like we're not competent to do something like that, so we need outside intervention. And then it's like the people from the outside that can intervene is the same people who created the whole mess to begin with. Like right now, the US is the main FBI investigating this stuff. And I'm like, so you're telling me there was a crime in my country, but you're gonna handle it for me and let me know who did it? But anyways, outside of that, I feel like right. I feel like the fact that now your money doesn't stop you. Like you don't even need morals, you don't even need politicians. As long as you have money, you could just go hire a bunch of ready for hire people to go do some hit crimes for you and you're good to go. No, nobody can question you. Because I'm looking at it like at this point, if I was doing an investigation, you don't need a lot of math. I don't know what goes on in details, but if I know 1% of the population is who holds all the money, that would let me know only they can commit the crime. So there's no need for me to go talk to the little villagers, right? And be like, hey, did you guys have anything to do with this? Because clearly they don't have the funding to do it.
Right.
So, which would mean I have to shift my focus to where the money's at. And it's not that many of them with the money. So how is it so hard to, connect the dot and then mark the X? That's from a logical stance, right? Like, I don't know if you ever watch those murder mysteries. It's like 5 people in there.
I try to stay away from them. I feel like every murder mystery movie I see is literally like a prediction of something that will happen in the future. No, thank you.
Yeah, that prediction needs to be, we all need to be afraid because if you have money and all you have to do is go hire a couple of Colombians, wow, okay, I don't know if that sounds correct for me to say, but it looks like they are pros and they've been trained. Some of them have been trained by the US, believe it or not. So this is all they know. They've been trained to kill. So even if the program is not there anymore or the business is not there anymore, they're not going to forget how to do that.
They not.
You're trained for life. It's like going to the military. You don't come back and be like, oh, I forgot how to load a gun.
No, and honestly, like those people, what is it? Mercenaries, period. Their job is just licensed to kill technically. And it's like, okay, so if you, what is it? Even if they're not working for this government, this, that, and the third, any person that needs somebody to disappear, gone, that's it.
Yeah, we watch enough ID channel. I used to watch Unsolved Mysteries when that was around. I guess it got replaced by, what was it, 24 Hour. There's so many different, things that does all of that stuff. My whole thing is the disrespect for a head of state. They come in and they don't even ask questions. So that's the beauty of it, right? They're not saying anything, and the people had to be as vague as possible to tell them about the mission so that they don't blow their cover. Because I hear only 7 of the people actually knew what was going on, and what was it, 28 total? So they've arrested 23, and so nobody's bringing anything to light. When there was a camera in the president's place, all they have to do is play that and see how everything planned out. I don't know what's so hard about them trying.
Yeah, where's the camera in his house?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. They're giving little tidbits. Like they knew he made phone calls. They knew he reached out a couple of times.
That part hurt my soul. That part where he said, "My life is in danger. Come save my life now." And imagine a scared president saying that. And he called you one time. He called the first time, no one came, and then called the guy, the head of the, what was it? The head of the, is it the, what is it? That. And you call him, and he's like, "Where are you? Come save my life. My life is in danger." And it's like, can you imagine what this man was going through?
Oh, the fear. I'm telling you, like, I don't know for him as a guy if he was mentally prepared, because apparently they're trying to make it sound like he was a United States puppet, but he wasn't really doing the work. So they had to get rid of him. Like he was causing a lot of, I guess, chaos with the whole gang and stuff like that. Now they really need to be scared, because I have a feeling after this funeral tomorrow, well, in a couple of hours, after that funeral is done, people are going to raid the street. So if anything, that's what they should really try to focus on, and bringing security. Because now, I don't know if you saw the video of Martine, his wife, that came down. All of a sudden, that's security galore. And you're like, where were all these people prior to? Hello. Now she can't even breathe and turn without you seeing, like, somebody vested, ready to protect and serve. And you're like,
right. But speaking of her, though, I don't know if you've seen that. I guess they were doing like maybe a memorial thing for him, and then she was walking out, and she was in front by herself, and then she was in tears. I think that was my first time seeing her cry. Like I've seen her like she was strong or whatever, but like that moment, you can see like that was a woman in pain. Mm-hmm. Like in pain, and that's a kind of pain that you don't stop living. Like it's pain
because it's finally hitting you, and it's probably gonna be even worse after the fact, because sometimes you are in denial for a while, not believing that this happened. Like this has to be a dream. I don't believe it. There's no way somebody could have murdered my husband like that. Now I must be dreaming. And then by the time you're back in the country, you're awake, you're off medication. So it's like, oh my God, it's gonna hit her. And I think they were saying that they don't really want to do a funeral. So I don't know how that's going to pan out. There was some arguments on that. I don't know what's the final.
They need to get that together.
They need to get everything together, because that guy stepped down, right? The guy, Charles.
The prime minister.
The prime minister stepped down, and I'm like, you were supposed to jump in and you just give it up like that. But then I'm like, he just passed it on to the same guy. They're all one and the same anyway. So I guess at this point, it doesn't really make a difference. Because why I'm questioning that part is simply because you stepped down because the U.S. told you to step down. So where is us having a backbone saying, listen, sir, we would like to handle our business ourselves. Do not tell us to step down.
Right.
Because that's what I heard. Like, he would not have stepped down had they not told him to. Maybe threaten him to, and they don't want to accept him as that person. And it's like so wishy-washy, because before they didn't want to talk with anybody else, because they're like, well, we only believe him to be the contact person, so we're only going to deal with him. Then they come, finagle their way into the whole thing, and was like, well, we don't want to deal with him anymore. Put the person that the president had ordained. Well, he wasn't sworn in yet, but put the person that was supposed to be there, which is the Ariel Henry guy. So now he's officially the prime minister. I haven't heard anything that he's had to say so far, but I'm like, okay, but it's one and the same. The whole point of trying to change everything is you have to put everybody new, a whole new wiped out, because what happened to Haiti is going to change a lot of things in the world, because some people are afraid of new foreign policies that's going to be, written because of Haiti. Because all of a sudden, the mercenaries were from the organization that hired them were from Florida, which means they are in the United States, which means the United States always know all of their ins and outs. So how they never picked up on 28
what was going on? Right.
Or 20 whatever passports. How you don't, or you blinded your eye, like, I don't see nothing. Y'all don't tell me anything.
Right.
Like, do we really believe that? Because that's like, you hacking into basically everything now. Like, I think, there's no peace, no, it's not just a Haiti thing. It has to be the people of power need to be afraid, because if all somebody has to do, like a low class country, like they keep claiming Haiti is, can put their minds together to hire some mercenaries to get rid of somebody. So what about you, big country, who have the access and the money to do all of that? So don't you think somebody else who's rich can just easily make a phone call and you're gone?
And you're gone.
So if they don't come together to make to be like, I can't be hiring people like that. We need to know about it. What's going, that's my take. Like, they had to have known, because there's no way, if I'm a big country, people are doing things like that, for me to not be in the know, because you can easily do that to me.
Right. But then again, people can turn a blind eye if it benefits them. So if it benefits them that the president is gone, I really feel like everybody sleeps on Haiti. Until this day, why, I always ask myself this question: why is it that whenever some sort of natural, I understand they try to cover up as a help front, like, well, they go to help or whatever, but some way, somehow, we never really get helped. We never get help. So our country technically literally has resources that other country knows about and that we're not aware of.
Exactly. So especially like oil. It's so weird. Like, everybody knows we have great oil, but yet we're always getting loans to get oil, which doesn't make any sense. Like, how you sitting here on oil, but you want to ask to borrow oil? So that in itself is fishy.
And you know what I'm...
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, which makes the assassination fishy, because I know, like, in studying sociology, they're always trying to tell you, like, whatever comes out in the surface is not what the issue is. It's bigger than that. Like, if somebody commits suicide, you can't look at that one individual that committed the suicide. You have to look at the whole thing that affected that person to come to that realization that death is the only way out. So that means there's a bigger stress somewhere. Just like if you were to find, like, you're smelling, I don't know, bad odor, like a dead body. It's saying, like, that person did not just die, like the scent is just now coming through, but it's something bigger. So I'm thinking, like, maybe the assassination could just be maybe a cover-up, so that we're blinded and distracted, since it's already Haiti, like, oh, it's a little country, nobody's worrying about them. Do that and do a diversion so that they could focus somewhere else.
Which brings me back to, we denied COVID. Well, President denied COVID vaccines. We were one of the lowest countries to have this freaking virus. And some way, somehow, after a president died, they're over here bringing out Modernas and everything. No pat mande.
All of it, yeah.
No pat mande. Got it. No pat mande. There too, we Haitian, we don't like picky. We don't like picky. Okay? So, no pat mande qualité. Moi, tout moun levon balik, what is it? They picked up a bag of vaccine. The same with the president died. We're in mourning. Who cares about freaking vaccines right now?
Girl,
I was like, you know what?
That's how you know somebody else's hand is involved, because as soon as they step into Haiti, there's always some kind of massacre that's done, whether it's through it being a disease like cholera, AIDS, whatever. They always, but what they keep forgetting is we're gonna pop right back up, because I'm like, if 2010, I mean, the earthquake did not wipe us all out, like we still 4 million people. And you know how many people the earthquake got rid of? So that means you just can't wipe us out. Like all we can keep doing is enduring pain, going through stuff. But at the end of the day, I know they believe we are a resilient kind. It's almost like saying roaches. You can spray them, they come right back.
No, till this day, like I had one that I knew from way back in the day. Like she be coming, like, what you doing? Just kidding. That was the humor of the day, y'all.
Well, and then another thing that got to me too in watching some of the investigation, I'm watching the journalists who are all down there. Somebody made a comment saying that, oh, all these white people, you sure they're not Colombians? Like all of a sudden, yeah, that's that new feel like you sure they're probably not here for that, because supposedly they told these Colombians to come and dress casually so that they wouldn't look like fighters. And I'm like, that part makes sense, because when they were showing me people that they were arresting, I was like, this person doesn't even look like they know how to tie a shoe. How are you gonna tell me they killed the president? But that was supposedly part of the look. They had to look like they're not mercenaries, licensed to kill folks. But anyways, I was going to say, like, okay, in watching some of the investigations, the journalists who all went down there are all speaking English. And I'm sitting here like, really? You mean to tell me we could not find some Creole speaking, French speaking journalists to send down there to be able to really communicate with the people and find out what's going on? Like, why do you not send people who already speak their language? And you have, I'm over here like having to transcribe, the English version of things. And I'm saying like, wouldn't it make more sense to be like, hey, we need a couple of Haitians who speak English to come down and help us?
Right. Because first of all, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, as a nation, we owe each other an explanation about what happened. We're not trying to do this for the world. What the heck does the United States got to do with our president being dead? That's our president.
Well, they're trying to make that into Puerto Rico. I think that's probably what the game planned at some point to on Haiti and probably make it a Commonwealth where they will just probably tease us with the fact that, hey, you could fly in and out as you please, like Puerto Ricans do. Sign up, sign over. And if we're not careful, that's probably exactly what's going to happen. They don't need to colonize it. They just want it, period. And once it's one of theirs, because initially I think they were just trying to make it look like they're not really involved in doing anything. But should a war break out, they have all these extra allies and places ready to go to, to use as shields or to use as fields before the enemy can come closer to them. And Haiti's in a very good spot for you to view everybody who's coming through. So if we're not careful, if we don't step up, like especially the youth making some strong stance and saying, hey, let us figure out how to fix it. They're going to come in and they're going to write the rules like they did the Constitution for us back then. They'll redo another one and keep putting their own people in place. And once that person's acting out, because Moïse became like a revolutionary, right? And that's what's really in our blood. If you like believing in what Dessalines did, you want to be that kind of a rebel. You want to be like that Cap Haitien, like en avant, you want to be that kind of a person. So at some point he was becoming that. And if they cannot rein you in or, I don't know, tame you, you got to go. But sadly, I'm like, just do a coup, man. Just do a coup d'etat. Just do a kidnapping, anything. But you did not have to murder the guy out. So
right, exactly. I don't know, like y'all, whatchamacallit, y'all get very creative nowadays with the stupid BS they do. But like, matter of fact, if you guys were to kill him, bal, nous finavel, on bal fini.
That's what I do. Sniper mode.
Dudes, like you had like dudes bal for what?
They forgot to count. It's like, oh, maybe it didn't go through. Like, because I can't understand why you have to crible him like that.
Yo, like it just makes no sense. Like his head is busted open because of the shot that, like, you guys, it just makes no sense. Like I feel like of all the deaths that I was able to see, like look at John F. Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
when he am I tripping? Kennedy, right? When he passed, when he when he when he was in the car, one shot. That's it.
Not only that, as soon as that was done, he died at 12:30 that day. By 2 o'clock, they apprehended somebody. I don't know if it was a fall guy or the real guy, but that's who they gave to shut us all up. Mm-hmm. But they did it ASAP. This is what is it? 7, 21, 10 days, 11 days, whatever many days we're in, nothing's turning up. Nothing's turning up. This is what I'm saying. Like, I think they're taking us for stupid. Like, but we all can tell you who did it, and we're trying to say this is who did it, but nobody's listening to us saying this is who did it. Go after that person.
Right. They're not listening, but they want to sit here and be like, no, but there's that and that. No, like, no. First of all, the fact that we know what every one of those, all of those people, everyone had a motive. Everything that this guy did, like, this guy actually went to he knew Haiti more than other people knew Haiti. That's the weird part. Like, he could tell you how to get to certain hooks and crannies in Haiti. Oh, yeah. He knew how to get, like, he would tell you this is what street you get before you get on this town, and you get to, and I remember listening to it was something he was explaining, and it's like, this man know Haiti more than we know Haiti.
I'm telling you, he's like a Haitian GPS.
So it's like, when they talk about a person that's for the people, not saying any man is perfect. Everybody has their own flaws. And if he started as a puppet, I don't know what happened, and then he didn't want to be a puppet anymore. Whatever the thing is, or if he didn't start as a puppet, or if he pretended to be a puppet just to get into things and then, be able to try to change everything. We don't know what happened. Only him and God knows, let's be honest.
That's it.
But at the end of the day, if he was playing a facade, he played a Bolden, because this man was in the when he was in the hooks and crannies with everyone, just doing, like, going into towns and everything. I saw the funeral. There was a little memorial that they did for him in Cap Haitien.
Mm-hmm. That's where his father was buried last year in October.
And it's just like, everyone was crying. Like, they were crying. Like, men is out here kissing pictures. You know how Haitian men are, like, very, like, tough. Like, if you see a Haitian man cry, something is really wrong. Mm-hmm. Because they don't cry for nothing. Like, I give it to my Haitian men. They're very strong. But no, like, literally, this man was kissing his picture. And the other guy's, like, eyes bloodshot red from the memorial. And it's just like, if this man was really as bad as they say, why is the whole country looking at this man like, you know what, you guys did something so fucked up?
They were not expecting that. That's exactly what it is. Nobody was expecting it to turn like that, because remember, Charles, the prime minister then, quickly called the US and say, hey, send us an army. We're going to need backup.
Backup for what?
Because they figured once they hear that the president's dead, everybody's going to take to the streets and then start a whole, civil war. But they were shocked that everybody was quiet. Nobody even stepped out. Like, they were just stunned, numb, just like, did that really happen? Or is this a movie? Am I dreaming? So they got shocked. That backfired. That's why I'm saying, like, after the funeral, though, that's going to be a different theme. That's going to be a different story, because now they're just giving him the respect to be put to rest. And once that's done, the gangs are going to take up the streets. Game over. They're going to demand that justice. Don't sleep on them thinking that this is it. They're just going to, like, fall back and let the US take over. This is a new generation. It's a new millennial, and they know all about protesting. They've already been giving, like, I guess, in a sense, the format for it, because they was giving them, like, they wouldn't to go out, do this, do that. Now they're going to go and do it on their own without being paid to do anything. So they should be afraid, because I heard some of the gangs are saying, like, why do you come to our area to terrorize us? Let's go terrorize the other side too, so you could see how it feels. So you could see what it's like when you're hearing shotguns and can't go to sleep and are afraid to step out of your house. Let us give you a taste of that medicine. Then maybe you understand the fear that we're going through in that poverty, in that stricken land where we can't do anything, no businesses can stay alive because you keep sending people to destroy it. So
Right.
now they want to go do them. And then, anyways, since we are going to be out of time, this looks like we have to touch base on it again because we have to
after the funeral, we're going to have the part 3.
we have to, because I'm not comfortable not understanding why this cannot be put to rest. And I think they're going to like stretch it out to the point where, I don't know, we probably may not even know for years to come who did anything. You know, the system is good for that, just stretching the things. Like, oh, we're working on it, we're looking, it's ongoing, we're still investigating things without ever telling us anything. But I am going to ask you this one thing though. So if you were to think of a person close or celebrity or anybody of Haitian descent that has passed, and then they heard of this news that they assassinated the president, what do you think their reaction would be? Like if you think, if your grandma's alive, like, I don't know if your grandma's alive, but if she had passed, and then you would say, oh, if my grandma was alive and she heard such and such news, she would.
I like that.
Think of somebody, because I'm trying to find out, like, what would their reaction be?
Okay, so I had an uncle that passed away, and he was into, you know, the politics and everything. But I feel like he would be okay. So just the way I look at it, I'm just like embarrassed at the fact that what happened. Like, I feel like with him, he would be angry. Like, he would be angry to them that it's like, okay, it's been so long. We finally got someone that's actually doing, you know how when they say sometimes Haitians don't know what they want? So we finally got someone that is doing what, you know, what is needed to be done in Haiti. Like, he's doing it little by little, because the man is only one person. Because honestly, how many people want Haiti to change? Like, in leadership, I'm talking about, not people, the people, of course, but I'm talking about in leadership role, like, in what is it, from presidents to prime ministers to everybody is more for self. Like, but I feel like he would be angry, like, yo, why can't we just have one moment where it's just like, okay, let's get it together for Haiti.
Right.
Like, let's get it together for Haiti. Get it together for every one of those kids that has to raise up in the streets, that has to raise up with no family, no parents. Let's get it together. Like,
yeah.
I think that's what it would be. I don't know. Question back to you.
I'm like, Viva Haiti. I think if my mom was around, I never knew what this expression means, but she would say it all the time. One of her, it's almost like a curse. One would be tabernacle. Like, you know, like when she's annoyed, she would say that, but definitely she would be like, oh, galocambelon. I never knew what that means, but I can almost guarantee you that would be one of the things she would say. I never knew what that, you know what? I think I'm gonna have to dig that up. Like, what does that mean? I absolutely have.
I never heard of that. I'm a literally go and ask. Like, I gotta find out. We'll let you guys know next episode.
Yes, we're gonna have to. But on that note, guys, we definitely want to thank you for tuning in. But before we go, of course, we have to say our condolences to, you know, the Martin Moïse family and son and daughter and everybody, friend, relative that's going through right now. So we're still gonna pray for peace for the country. We're gonna pray for that unity, and hope that we'll come through and do that Vive Haiti in a smart way. Delicate right now, but we still want to respect the fact that, you know, everybody's mourning.
Right.
You know, they have to settle. Things have to settle. Let us grieve together and then come back together for a stronger Haiti. And then So our condolences to the entire Moïse family.
Yeah. Yesterday officially made it 2 weeks since that, you know, that tragic Wednesday.
Yes, may his soul rest in peace.
In peace, yes. May his soul rest in peace, and may he find justice.
Girl, that's the battle. May he find justice.
May he find justice.
He definitely.
Absolutely.
So guys, make sure you follow us on Eye to Eye Chronicles, share, like, you know. So we can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. So until
comment. First of all, comment. Let us know what you want to, you know, to hear, what you want to, you know, discover in terms of this. And we got you. Like, we got you. Just just throw a little bone at me, okay? I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna find out where it come from, okay? I got you.
Amen to that. We're in it together. We know there's a humanitarian crisis, so we'll try to bring you content where we can have a conversation. So, Lady D, cups to you, darling. Until next time, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.